Casey. I'm the new social worker.
Oh, hi, Casey. Come on in. Thanks for coming. How are you today?
I'm doing well, thanks. And how are you?
I'm good, thank you. So I just wanted to go over the Gancarelli family with you.
Okay, let's go over this case together.
Okay, so I was doing a family visit with this family the other day, and I can't stop thinking about their situation. I think there's a lot going on with this family that needs to be discussed.
I agree. I feel badly for the kids in this family.
Why do you say that?
Well, I think that these kids are in a bad situation. It must be so tough for them to go through this. Their mother basically can't take care of them, and their father is having a tough time dealing with their illness. It seems the kids, and especially Tony, have taken on the role as caregivers. They're just too young to be placed in this kind of situation.
Yeah, I agree. This is a situation that might be difficult for this family to deal with. I do feel badly for them as well, but let's just start with the basics. Let's look at who's involved here and what their situation really is. So, firstly, this family has Mrs. Gancarelli, who's dealing with bipolar disorder. Her husband is having a hard time dealing with her illness and has led to him not being very involved in her care. So, this leaves the three kids. So, Nick is the oldest. He has a good job and provides financially, but he doesn't have much time to spend taking care of anybody.
This worries me. Nick's at that age where he might be moving on to start his own life. What's going to happen then?
Well, when I spoke with him, he seemed very concerned with his family's well being, and for the time being had no plans of moving out to start his own life. But he did say that even if he was to move, he would do his best to help in whatever ways he can.
That's something that will need to be looked at when the time comes. Since Miss Carly cannot work, maybe I could look into getting some disability or funding to help with the family.
Yeah, I believe there's definitely more options out there if we could start looking into them at some point. But let's go back to the kids. So next we have Tony, who's taken on most of the work for the household. He takes care of his mother and makes sure that the family's finances are in check. When I talked to him, he said that he's sometimes sad that he can't play soccer with his friends on the school team, but he realizes how important the family is and he needs to do his part to help. And finally, we have Lucy, and she does most of the housework, but she actually said she enjoys this. In the future, she said she wants to be a chef, so cooking all the meals is something that doesn't bother her at all.
Yes, exactly. But my biggest concern I have is with Tony and Lucy. They're only teenagers. It's not fair for them to have to do so much work at that age. I think the best thing for them would be to be taken out of this home. It doesn't make sense to me that the parents would have let them lose their childhood. It seems so selfish.
I do understand where you're coming from, but I disagree. I think that this family has very strong family values. Firstly, their culture very strongly relies on family as a support system. Secondly, even though this is a tough situation for their children to deal with, this is a loving home. I think that removing them from the home would actually do them more harm because they would lose that relationship with their parents. For this family, I think it would be important to maintain the family unit.
Ugh, really? I'm shocked to hear you say that. Well, you clearly don't care about what these kids are going through. They are stressed out. They don't even have a life. Could you say that keeping them in this home would be good for them? Ugh.
Well, I think your points are very valid, and the kids are stressed out and tired. They're certainly losing some parts of their childhood because they're worrying more about the household and how to maintain it than things normal kids their age would be worrying about.
So, why do you think they should stay at home?
Well, I think there are ways that we as a team could work together to advocate for the family. As the CCAC nurse in this case, I can look into what services we can offer to help support this family. For example, we could bring in a PSW or someone to help with care of the mother to relieve some of the stress of this situation from Tony. By giving him some extra time, he could probably arrange something with his school so that he could join the soccer team. You could also assess the family's needs for financial assistance and see if there's something that could be arranged to help Lucy have some more time to spend with her friends as well, instead of just cleaning all the time. These are only ideas. I'm thinking out loud here. What do you think about all this?
Well, I guess I didn't think of it that way. I think we could certainly arrange to look into a little further and see if we can preserve the family and keep them together.
I'm so glad you can see it this way.
Well, thank you for taking the initiative here to think outside the box. I do agree with you that it will be best option for the family to stay together. Let's see if we can get more of the team involved to see what we all can all figure out together to benefit the family the most.
Great. So I'll set up a family meeting with the team and we can discuss what options are available to help every member in this family.
Okay, so I'll start looking into the case a bit more. Let's get together tomorrow to discuss this.
Thank you, Casey. I'll see you again tomorrow.
I'll see ya.